Hi folks, I know, a bit early, sorry. Hello there, welcome to Live Audio's YouTube channel. My name is Paul Webber. Great to have you along this evening, this afternoon, this morning, wherever it is that you're listening to us around the world. Then please do drop us a line. Let us know where you're listening from or watching this from, and we'd like to say hello to you. So what is Live Audio Production about? Basically, it's a safe, fun, friendly, and hopefully informative and entertaining platform in which you can learn the basics in audio production. So if you're on board with that, then let's get cracking, shall we? What a great idea, he says, trying to find the button. There we go. Yeah, good to have you along. Let's say hi to some people first of all. Hi to Rich Vibes is in the house from Exeter, UK. Hello to you. Hello to Paso T, new visitor to the channel. Good to see you, Paso T. Thank you so much for joining this evening. And as you may have gathered from the thumbnail of this particular video, we're talking about on-hold marketing. And it's a subject that we've covered a little bit before in the past. And I kind of ran a poll really to see, if people liked this kind of thing or didn't like that kind of thing. And so what we found was that majority of people don't like being placed on hold, even for a few seconds at a time. But the thing is, businesses need to be able to use that platform, if you will, in order to promote to their callers what it is that they do. So for instance, your best customer doesn't know everything that you do. So if you have a phone system that's capable of putting people on hold and transferring them maybe to a different extension, even if they're on hold for 10, 15 seconds at a time, that is an ideal opportunity as a captive audience there that you can market to. So for instance, if a caller that wants to do business with you has called your business, they've called you for a reason. They want to talk business with you, or they want to discuss something with you that may involve a sale later on down the road, right? So what's happening is that your phone system places that caller on hold until they come through to your extension. And so that bit of time there, that 15 seconds, whatever it may be, is an ideal opportunity for you to market yourself to that particular customer. Because without that, you either get, on a phone system anyway that I've experienced, you either get nothing at all, so dead silence like that, or you get a beep to let you know that you're still on the line, so deet, 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 every few seconds or so, and that's just a reminder in the person's ear that they're still on hold, okay? Or you get really badly played music. And in my experience, it is pretty awful music that you get placed on hold for, right? So what I try and do for companies across the UK anyway, certainly, is to replace that silence, beeps or music with professional marketing messages that are mixed with music in the background. that can tell their callers about that particular business and about the aspects of the business that business wants to promote to the callers. So, for instance, if the company was, let's say, for instance, it was a yacht manufacturer, right? Manufactures yachts, sells them all over the world, and attends various trade fairs in order to promote their materials and their boats at these boat fairs and boat shows and things like that, right? So the caller rings up. He gets placed on hold or transferred, even for a few seconds at a time. So one of those messages, and it could be a loop of between 5 and 8 messages in that loop. During his time on hold, his or her time on hold, what they hear is an example of the messages that the client wants that person to hear, right? So let's say, for instance, they were appearing at the Southampton Boat Show in the UK, and that yacht company wanted to tell the caller that that's where they're going to be on stand XYZ at that particular that thing. So what they do then is make sure that the production company, i.e. myself or anybody else that they happen to be using, puts that particular message on the latest update prior to that show being presented. So let's say the boat show is coming up in February. It won't be, obviously, it's probably more in the summer or autumn. But let's say that particular event was coming up in February. What they would do is say, hey, thanks for calling Big Boys Yachts, as Rich Vibes says in the comments. Thanks for calling Big Boys, as in BUOYS, yacht company. Don't forget to join us on stand XYZ at the upcoming Southampton Boat Show on February 29th or 28th or whatever it is, right? So that's the kind of example that I want to just give as a basic understanding of why companies not necessarily want to place you on hold, but if they're a huge company and they've got a lot of people in the queue, then very often the way to deal with that queue is to put you guys on hold for a few seconds whilst they deal with the backlog that might be in front of you, right? So another example would be, thank you for calling Big Boys Yachts. Don't forget to visit our website at www.bigboysyachts.com for more information on our latest range, right? Very simple. It's not selly in any way. It's just telling you, the caller that is, that the website exists, and it's a way of getting that message across to a captive audience, really, so that they're not that specific time, the 15, 20 seconds they might be on hold, is not wasted. And that's my whole point, is that what I'm trying to do is to educate companies that don't have this on board on their system currently to think about having it on board, because very often there's a missed opportunity. The caller rings you, they get placed on hold, they're met with a load of old music or, beeps to let them know they're still on hold, which is fine, all fine and well. However, there's a missed opportunity there where that company isn't telling that caller about things that are coming up in that company's calendar, for instance, like the trade show and like the website launch or like whatever it might be, So from that point of view, I think it's very, very important to be able to promote that kind of thing on telephone on hold. I was in the process of, just before we came on air, looking at my particular phone system here, and I'm relatively new to this particular phone system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the dashboard of my phone system here. So I use a company called Vonage, Vonage, Vonage. And this is the kind of dashboard that you see. There's no parked calls. I've got an extension lead there. Not extension lead, but an extension number there. On the admin portal, you've got the phone system itself. You've got extensions. You've got line appearance, which is like that. Nothing in there. Phone numbers. You've got 3 numbers allocated to you. One of them is an auto attendant, which I'm trying to configure currently. And the other one is my mobile phone number, which is brilliant. So what I wanted to show you was this. So there is the virtual receptionist. So he or she, the virtual receptionist, is on extension 202 of this particular phone system, right? And it's allocated a number. Now, that's absolutely fine. Now, what I'm struggling with is getting a message onto that particular system, because I wanted to show you that as we were going through things this evening. So let's see if I can bring up the page where this is stored. Give me 2 seconds. Users, extensions, account summary, auto attendant is there. That's fine. Let's take it to that. And what I've done is I've lined up. So in other words, there's like an example message. So there's a menu command. It plays a list of options to the caller. And they've got an option to press option 1 for Love Audio Production or option 2 for Tie the Knot Music, which is my wedding entertainment business, right? So this is the message that I've come up with. Let me just play this for you. Hang on. It's not coming up, is it? Can you guys hear that? Let's try again. Listen to this.
Thank you for calling. For Love Audio Production, please press 1. For Tie the Knot Music, please press 2.
So I've uploaded that as a file, as an MP3 file, to this particular system, and it changes the file format into a format that the phone system recognizes. It's a much smaller file than an MP3 or a WAV. Okay, but there's a way of uploading it. You can record it via your phone, or you can download a message from somewhere else. Okay, so that's virtual receptionist business hours message. Okay, so basically, what I've set the option to go with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So in other words, there is not a kind of a non-business hours that it kicks in. I want it to kick in straight away. But when I've tried to dial it, it rings and rings and rings, and then gives me an American voice which says, "There's nobody available to take your call. Please leave a message," which is okay because somebody can leave a voicemail message on that, and it automatically sends me an email within like a split second of it finishing recording, right? Which is fantastic. It's a great way of like not missing any calls. However, what I want to do is to make it work with that auto attendant, and currently I'm struggling to get that to work. So I might drop their support thing a message tomorrow, just to kind of get that cleared up. Because like I say, I am kind of struggling with getting that up and running, and it's frustrating because, you know, as a business that offers this particular service to companies that can put their callers on hold or transfer them, I want to be able to to promote that in the same way. So when somebody calls me, I would like them to be placed, first of all in that queue, and then to give them an option as to which option to press. But then once they're on that journey, if you like, it's a customer journey. Once they're on that journey, I want them then to have that experience, to listen to what I have to offer in short messages with music behind it. And then once I take the caller off hold, which I can do manually, of course, on the phone, which is behind me on the desk here, or I can do it via my mobile, because the app is configured. This is one of my extensions. So I can be out and about on the road and still take the call as if I was in the office, which is a fantastic thing to do. But like I say, what I'm trying to do is to get that auto attendant thing set up. But a lot of phone companies are now looking at phone systems in the cloud, and that's what this Vonage system does. It places the instead of having a massive bank of hardware behind you and behind your systems here in the office, you can then have it virtually in the cloud, and then have that call routed through your system, and then obviously you take the call as and when you want to. There you go. Rich says, yeah, Big Boys would be the virtual yacht company that I've just made up. Fantastic. Paso T, hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you very much for joining. And make sure you do subscribe if you've not done so already. And if you have, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. But if you haven't, make sure you click the subscribe button and click the bell as well. That'll let you know when we go live next, which is generally every Monday evening at 8 p.m. UK time. Currently, we're in GMT. Obviously, that changes in the summer. It goes to BST. Yeah, wherever you are in the world, please do let us know, won't you? And we'd love to shout you out. So thank you so much for joining this evening. So that in essence is what I was talking about on today's show. Is that we very often overlook that that particular aspect of maybe a missed opportunity, a missed sales opportunity. So the company that places you on hold or transfers you, if they've got rubbish music playing in the background, or they've got a beep letting you know you're still on hold, then they are missing a trick whereby they could fill that gap with information about that company. And I think that's really, really strong. I've done tons of those over the years. I work with a company in London that give me options to record for their clients. For instance, I won't name any names, but certainly clients that range from believe it or not, manufacturers of hearses. So, the vehicles that take coffins to and from the chapel of rest to the service, etc. Also, companies that provide security systems for retail, and so they have me voice an announcement. So not necessarily for on hold, but an announcement that says storefront left. For example, I can't think of an example, but storefront left fire exit open. And that lets the security guy in the box know that somebody's pushed the door and it's set off an alarm in the security hut or whatever it might be, right? So that kind of thing. Ones I've done recently as well, I've done estate agents, I've done chartered accountants who actually use that as an upsell, which is brilliant. So, when their callers are on hold or being transferred for a short period of time, they use that as an opportunity to let their callers know that they also do this, this, and this, okay? And if the client that calls them wasn't interested in or wasn't doing any of this, this, and this, but they'd like to, then there's an opportunity then for them to talk about that once they come off hold, which is generally 10 to 15 seconds. It's not a huge amount of time. With the big conglomerates and with the big kind of utility companies, then the wait time, if you will, the on-hold time tends to be longer. So you'll find that you have this never-ending loop of about 5 or 6 messages telling you about what the company stands for, this, that, and the other. Okay, and very often, sometimes on these bigger companies, they will tell you what number you are in a queue. So that's also quite useful, because if you don't want to be waiting around all day and they let you know that you're up to caller 2, that means that after the person that they're dealing with next has gone out of the way, you'll be caller 1 and you'll be in that queue. You'll be closer to getting dealt with. Do you know what I mean? So that's often a great way of letting their callers know that they're not too far away from being dealt with, okay? Rich Vibe says, clever system when it works. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Rich. And it's just, this is a particularly new system for me, so I'm kind of getting my head around how it all works. As you can hear, I've managed to upload the audio for it, which is great. But, now what I need to do is to figure out how that works and how I get that to play when I call the phone system. Do you know what I mean? So it's just me dropping them a ticket tomorrow and saying, guys, I'm trying to set up this virtual assistant, and I've uploaded a greeting, if you will, telling people which options to press, but I can't get through to that particular message. What do I need to do? And they'll come back pretty good. They're pretty quick and useful in dealing with with inquiries quite quickly. So I'm looking forward to getting a brief response from them, which is good. Rich says, you will get it sorted. Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those things that I wanted to show you tonight because, it's a great system. Let's go back to that system again. Hang on, let's go here first of all, and then go to the Vonage page there. So it shows you how many calls. I mean, most of these are me just trying the system out, by the way, so, just ignore that. So that's my mobile number coming in. It also shows you a voicemail. So today, at 7:45, so I was testing the system before we went live tonight. That's just me with a voicemail system, but it not only puts it on this dashboard, but like I say, it emails me and plays me the MP3 of that voicemail, which I think is amazing. And what it means is that, even if I'm out of office or I don't answer the phone, if somebody wants to leave a message, they can do, and I'll pick it up straight away. And that's the beauty of it. And they can leave a message there with their number on it, and I'll make a note of that and then call them straight back. Or generally, it will come up with a number, like it says here, it's come up with my mobile number. It'll come up with a number that has dialed you. So therefore, it's quite easy just to click that number and it will dial back straight away to the person that either left you a message or didn't leave you a message. Again, it notifies you when you've missed a call. So, for instance, on the calls here, if I had missed calls, so I go to missed, and it shows you the missed calls. So very easily I can find out where these guys are based, or if it's a mobile number, give them a call back, say, I'm sorry, I missed your call earlier. How can I help? That kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. But it's just this bit here, this virtual receptionist name and extension that I'm trying to kind of deal with. And it's just maybe it's me just not looking at the particular numbers this is allocated to, perhaps. So I've allocated 202 to this particular virtual assistant. Now maybe I'm doing that wrong. Maybe it's not on 202 at all. So that's something I can look at, of course, back here. Where we go, administration portal. Let's go back one. Extensions. So it's only 201. If you add a new extension, by the way. So if you click add new, what it does, it takes you to the sales page. So they're asking you to buy extra extensions. Now I don't need that because I'm a one-man band. And, it's not that I need dozens of extensions, but what I need is the virtual extension. It says for a company with remote employees or ones that travel frequently, a virtual extension provides your employees a dedicated direct dial number, which is forwarded to their mobile phone. So that's not quite what I'm looking for. It's the virtual assistant and finding out which particular extension he or she is on. And it's me because I've voiced it personally. Do you know what I mean? So, because obviously I'm a voiceover artist. Why would I not voice my own voicemail message, right? Let's have a look here. So phone system, users, excuse me, account summary. Yeah, so, I've put the main auto attendant, it says here, on 202. Now, the plan is the virtual receptionist, which is exactly what I want it to do, right? But it's getting that to kind of kick in. It's got group dial numbers as well. So, it could ring all of the extensions. So my mobile phone and the one in the office and the one online. It could ring all of those once it kicks in. So you can have a time limit on how many rings it gives before it starts to dial everybody's number. So that's another way of letting people know that there's a phone call coming in, get it answered quick. Otherwise, the person's going to clear off and you're not going to get any business from it, right? So it is a good system. So Vonage is the system I'm using. It's Vonage, Vonage. And you can find them at vonage.com and tell them that Paul Webber sent you. It means nothing to me. I'm not an affiliate. So, but it's a great phone system if you have the ability to be able to take calls for your business and you don't want to miss any calls. It's a great opportunity for you to set up a decent system. He says. Now I've allocated a local number to this particular system, which is brilliant. Which obviously I'm based in Saltash in Cornwall, which is near Plymouth, which is the same STD code in Plymouth, 01752. So, from that point of view, geographically, it makes perfect sense for me to have that number on my business system, and it's on my stationery and stuff like that. So that's cool. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I've overlooked. Phone numbers, we've already seen that, which is fine. So, even the 202 virtual assistant, it's allocated a phone number to that thing. So maybe if I dial that number, it would kick in. But that's not going to help me when it comes to people ringing my number that is published. Do you know what I mean? So unless I get it to ring all of the groups as soon as it comes in, then it might kick in. But it's something that I need to try or I need to find out how to do that. I mean, there's a help guide here, but I think it's just an online help portal. How can we help you? You can contact them. They're available 24/7, which is quite good. They've got an app, Desktop Connect. They can set up voicemail, make a call from a desktop app, set up virtual reality business hours. That's VR, of course. Set voicemail ring count, call history. You can manage hold music options for the account, which is great because then I can upload a file, which is me over the top of some music, telling people what I do, that kind of thing. So that's great. I've already got that on a file ready to upload. You can manage your users. Oh dear, hang on. I didn't want to do that. There we go. Was I back to that? Or back to that one or that one? Can't remember. Manage your users. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So support home. There's tons of information you can get on here, which is cool. Technical support. They were brilliant when I first set the phone up, which is great. So yeah, Vonage is the company. You can't quite see their logo. It's on the left-hand side. But if I do that, or that rather, you should be able to see it. There we go. So there's Vonage logo there, which is pretty cool. Business. There you go. Accept all cookies, blah, blah, blah. There we go. Talk to an expert. So yeah, plenty of help available. I know I will get in touch with them and kind of find out what's going on, which is cool. All right, let's go back to that. Stuart Video's on. Hello. Hey, says Stuart Video. Hello to you, sir. Hope you're well. Hope all is fine. We're just going through some options as to why people need, messages on hold if they've got a phone system that's has the ability to place their callers on hold or transfer them even for a short period of time. Sometimes businesses, as I mentioned earlier, are missing out a trick because they're not telling their customers or their callers what it is they do, or if they're appearing at a trade fair or trade show or something like that, or an exhibition that's coming up, they're not telling people about that on their on-hold system, which they could do and get more visitors to the site, to the thing. Could be just a website address, in which case it could increase foot traffic to the website, or their virtual store, their bricks and mortar store, or whatever it might be. Some companies are really missing out on a trick. So tonight's episode was kind of just going over that really, and I've looked at my own phone system, which is brand new, by the way, and I'm trying to get everything up and running on it. And I've even recorded a voicemail for the virtual thing. In fact, if I go there, you'll see that on my thing here. This is the high quality version of that particular message. You can't hear that, can you? Hang on.
For Tie the Knot Music.
Yeah, so you're going to get an echo here. Let me just turn that off a second. There we go. That's better. So you hear this?
Thank you for calling. For Love Audio Production, please press 1. For Tie the Knot Music, please press 2.
So you get the idea. That was recorded on this mic through the desk, and I transformed that into an MP3 and then uploaded it to the phone system. But getting it to play through the phone system is the challenge that I now face. So I'm going to be calling their support ticket things tomorrow, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of short burst into telephone on hold marketing messages. It's something that I've been doing for about 20 years for various other companies. And, if you're interested in learning more about that, please do drop me a line. You can email anytime, by the way. It's hello@loveaudio.co.uk. That's hello@loveaudio.co.uk. You can support the channel anytime by going to my Patreon page, patreon.com/loveaudioproduction, where you will find a free downloadable podcasting guide. Please do hop onto there if you can. And as I say, don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell icon as well. That will let you know when I go live next, which of course is every Monday night at 8 p.m. UK time, which is currently GMT. What else can I show you? If you like merchandise, like the t-shirt I'm wearing, I Love Audio, there's other t-shirts that are available, and also mugs that are available as well, such as this one here. Happen to be modeling the purple one currently. A little bit chipped because I kind of washed it with a lot of other things and it kind of got a bit chipped, but don't worry about that. They normally come perfectly printed, which is cool. And t-shirts as well. You can find that at the Love Audio's merchstore.com. That's Love Audio's merchstore.com. And of course, you can always go to the website, which is loveaudio.co.uk. And like I say, email me anytime there, and I'll be delighted to have a chat with you. So look here, Paso T says, do you have a video to route audio to OBS via USB? For example, channel 1 and 2, Discord, 3 and 4, Spotify, 5 and 6, PC Sound, and so on. I have the same Studio Live 32SC. Brilliant. Well, that's good to know that you've got the same mixer as I'm using. And if I can just do this with the camera. Sorry for jiggling you around a bit, though, Paso T. As you can see, it's down there. I've got my keyboard on top of most of the faders, though. But yeah. As regards routing audio to different options of the PC, I would certainly look at. I mean, I use vMix, for instance, on my software here. So if I drag that over to this other screen and I click on this, then this is what you see. This is my vMix setup. So I'm monitoring on the left-hand side. That's the preview window. The right-hand side is what's going to air, which is what you guys can see. Now down here on the right-hand side, there's a ton of options with regards to audio routing. Okay. Now when you're in vMix, if you've got vMix rather than OBS, you have the options to route a lot of audio. So, for instance, let's go to audio inputs. Let's go to audio, for instance, here. And this should hopefully bring up the audio window there, which is fine. Audio outputs. Yeah, so here we go. So what you can do is you can internally, you can route audio to any one of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, any one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different buses and have those come in separately. Now, I don't know how that would work with your computer. It depends on, well, in fact, if you've got the same thing. So, you know, if I was bringing in something different on B, for instance, and I wanted to bring it in via, and you'll probably have the same option as this, by the way. You'll probably have the same options because you've got the same desk. So what you see here is, if I fill that window, what you can see here is, if I drop down that menu there, the options of the stereo channels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down to 31 and 32. But you also have mono options as well, 1 all the way through 32 as well. So I would suggest that you play around with that and try and bring in some of those different channels into this particular section if you're going to use a software. You can have a 30-day, I think it might be even 60-day free trial of vMix, the full version. You know, and after that, you can decide whether you want to subscribe to it monthly or whether you buy the thing outright. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so that will be certainly something I would look at. I don't use OBS. I don't think I ever have done. I maybe tried it first time when about a year and a half, 2 years ago when I first started live streaming, but it's not something I use on a regular basis. And also, I didn't have the Studio Live 32SC desk at that stage, Paso T. So that might be an option for you. Take a look at vmix.com. They've got several options there. As I say, one of them is a subscription-based thing, so you don't have to fork out the Benjamins, you know, for the whole amount. Or there are different options according to how in-depth you want to do. And I've got the HD version, which is $360, I think, US. So, you know, it's not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a fantastic piece of software, and you have those options to route that audio as you'd like to. So I hope that helps. Please do let me know. Paso T says, yeah, okay, nice. That's fantastic. So yeah, that might be an option for you. Like I say, I haven't used OBS in almost 2 years, and I wouldn't really like to advise on it without bringing it up on screen and doing the whole kind of routing thing. And you know, that's going to be quite in depth because I go live on vMix, obviously. So that might cause a conflict and would probably take us off air, because that generally happens when I start messing around with things on the desk. Yeah, it takes us off air. You can be sure of that. It's just one of those things that happens. So yeah. Listen, I hope tonight has been really, really useful for you. Like I say, there's plenty of ways you can get in touch. Drop me an email if you've got any questions, and I'll answer those personally. It's hello@loveaudio.co.uk, and maybe we can set up a time where there's you know, a kind of Zoom call where you're testing your OBS, and I can maybe, you know, give you some guidance on there. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's something we can set up. But certainly do drop me a line if you can. hello@loveaudio.co.uk. And I'll be pleased to help. All right. So, guys, thanks so much for joining once again, and wish you all the best in your endeavors. And like I say, if you've got a company or you know a company that has a phone system capable of putting people on hold or transferring them, and they don't have audio production on their system, get them to get in touch with Love Audio, and we'll sort something out. There's a free sample production. Always do that, of course, just to let the clients know what it could sound like to have their business brought to life, if you will, on hold. Because if they've never done it before, they're a bit wary, a bit scared of it. And a lot of people are against it because they don't like being placed on hold. But you know what? A fact of life is that we're getting busier, people. We are busy people. And if companies are able to place their callers on hold or transfer them even for a few seconds, then why not use those few seconds as a marketing tool? That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.